You're lying in bed, eyes wide open, mind racing with questions that loop endlessly, echoing through the silent darkness. Did I say something wrong? What if I fail? What if it all falls apart? The ceiling above you becomes a canvas for your worries, each thought painting a new shade of uncertainty across the night. Time crawls as your mind spins, searching for answers to questions that have no end, no certainty, and no solace. In the quiet, you reach for your phone, a tiny beacon in the darkness, pulsing with the promise of distraction or connection. One new notification. Your heart jumps, a reflex of hope or dread. But it's nothing. Again, another empty ping, another reminder that the world outside does not hold the solution to the turbulence within. Still, the anxiety lingers, like a shadow that refuses to be banished by the light. Now, for a moment, pause. Zoom out from your midnight worries and look through the lens of time. Picture yourself not in this bed, but 2,000 years ago, standing in the marble halls of imperial Rome. Marcus Aurelius, the emperor himself, faces plague sweeping across the land, betrayal festering in the court, the chaos of war, and the ever-present specter of death. The weight of an empire presses on his shoulders, far heavier than the weight of unread emails or social obligations. And yet, in the midst of this storm, Marcus sits quietly. He picks up a pen, dips it into ink, and writes words that echo through the centuries. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Imagine the quiet determination in those words. An emperor ruling the vastest empire of his age turns inward, seeking mastery not over lands, but over the landscape of his own mind. He would see your struggles today, your anxiety over messages, meetings, and minor mishaps, and he would laugh. Not in mockery, but in compassion. He would remind you that you are suffering from the wrong things, that you are fighting battles inside your head against foes that do not exist. We live in the most connected, comfortable, medically advanced time in human history. Our ancestors would marvel at our lives. Instant communication, shelter from the elements, cures for diseases that once wiped out whole cities. And yet, anxiety is everywhere. Panic attacks behind closed doors, social dread lurking at gatherings, imposter syndrome whispering doubts at every achievement, sleepless nights stretching into dawn. Despite our progress, the mind remains as restless as ever. Why is this? Why do we feel unease in a world that should inspire confidence? The answer lies in a confusion between control and certainty. We crave the ability to command outcomes, to script the future so that nothing goes wrong. But the moment life veers off course, the illusion shatters, and we crumble. Marcus Aurelius knew better. He lived through real chaos, plagues that decimated populations, borders that collapsed, enemies who plotted in the shadows of his own palace. Yet if you read his personal journal, what we now call meditations, you find not the ramblings of a man consumed by fear, but the quiet reflections of one grounded in peace. Not because he faced fewer problems than you, but because he stopped trying to control what he could not. That is the essence of Stoicism. Not coldness or the absence of feeling, but emotional sovereignty. The understanding that your inner life is yours to command, even when the world outside is in tumult. Modern anxiety is rooted in an obsession with the uncontrollable. We worry about what people think, whether we'll succeed, what might go wrong, and whether we'll ever be enough. The mind becomes a battlefield, and we are both the attacker and the attacked. But Marcus wrote, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it. Let everything else go." In these few words lies a blueprint for living. Do what you can. Let go of the rest. Imagine yourself at the airport. Your flight is delayed. Frustration rises like a storm. You pace, refreshing the app, cursing under your breath. In your reaction, you suffer twice. First from the inconvenience, and then from your own resistance to it. Marcus would watch you with gentle curiosity and then offer, "You are disturbed not by things, but by your opinion of them." He understood that the mind is a lens, not a camera. We do not see reality as it is. We interpret it, filtering every event through the stories we tell ourselves. And more often than not, our stories are the source of our suffering. Let's go deeper. You have a presentation tomorrow. Anxiety gnaws at you. Your mind races. What if I mess up? What if they hate me? But Marcus, in his wisdom, would ask, is that happening now? No. Can you control their reaction? No. Then why borrow pain from a future you do not own? This is the Stoic skill of mental jujitsu, turning thought against itself, not by suppressing fear, but by reframing it. It is a discipline, a training of the mind to see clearly, to separate what is from what might be. Today, we have tools for coping. Meditation, therapy, journaling, each valuable in its own way. But Marcus Aurelius did not merely cope. He trained. Every day, he prepared his mind as a soldier prepares a weapon. He wrote, "Begin each day by telling yourself, 'Today I shall meet with interference, ingratitude, insolence, disloyalty, ill will, and selfishness.'" He expected difficulty, and so, when it arrived, he did not panic. He nodded, as if greeting an old friend. Modern culture urges us to chase comfort, to buy peace, to hack our brains for happiness. But Marcus knew that true peace is not external. It is earned through discipline, forged in the fires of adversity. He walked through hardship and emerged calm, not because he was immune to pain, but because he practiced standing strong when the smoke was thickest. Now, let us turn to the greatest fear of all: death. Most people avoid the subject, as if silence could keep it at bay. Marcus embraced it. You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think. He was not morbid, but awake. To him, the constant awareness of mortality was not a cause for despair, but a call to presence, to urgency, to meaning. Modern anxiety is obsessed with survival. How long we can keep going, how safe we can make ourselves. Stoicism is obsessed with honor, with how well we live while we are here. The difference is everything. Let us distill this ancient wisdom into 3 practical tools. Stoic practices for a modern mind. First, control the controllable. Release the rest. Make a list if you must. On one side, write what you can control, your actions, your effort, your words. On the other, everything else. Spend your energy only on what you can change. When your mind wanders to the other side of the list, what others think, what the future holds, pause, breathe, return to your lane. The discipline is simple but not easy. It requires vigilance, a continual return to the center. Second, practice voluntary discomfort. Take cold showers, wake up early, walk instead of driving. Not to punish yourself, but to show your mind that discomfort is not death. Marcus Aurelius, emperor of Rome, slept on the ground during military campaigns, refusing to let luxury make him soft. Modern anxiety is often a fear of fear itself. By choosing discomfort, you teach your nervous system that you are stronger than you think. You become resilient, unbreakable. Third, memento mori. Remember death. Place a small reminder on your desk, your phone, your mirror. You could leave life right now, not to be grim, but to clarify what matters. Suddenly, the rude text does not need a response. The awkward silence is not a threat. The delay is just time to breathe. When you remember that your time is finite, priorities become clear. The trivial falls away. Anxiety thrives when we over-identify with our setbacks, when we believe every failure, every awkward moment defines us. But Marcus reminded himself daily, you are a soul carrying a corpse. You are not your thoughts. You are not your fears. You are the observer behind them. That shift changes everything. You become the still point in a turning world, the calm at the center of the storm. So the next time your heart races, ask yourself, did someone just die? Are you in danger? Can you act on this problem now? If not, return to the breath. Return to your body. Return to the present. The mind will panic. Let it. You do not have to join. You are not weak for feeling anxious. You are human, but you are stronger than you believe. Marcus Aurelius would smile, not because he is better, but because he knows you are capable of more than fear. Anxiety is a teacher. It shows you where you are vulnerable, where you have clung to control or certainty. But Stoicism is a shield. It gives you the tools to face the world with steady eyes and an unshakable heart. In the end, the wisdom of the ancients is not a relic, but a guide, a torch passed from hand to hand, generation to generation. You, lying in bed, eyes wide open, mind racing, are not alone. You are part of a long lineage of thinkers, warriors, poets, and rulers who have all faced the darkness within. They have left you a map, drawn in ink and courage. Follow it. When anxiety comes, as it will, meet it with the words of Marcus Aurelius. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Let that be your mantra, your shield, your steady ground. Remember, you are a soul carrying a body. Your thoughts are clouds, passing across the sky of your awareness. You are not the clouds. You are the sky. Breathe. Let go. Step forward. This is the art of living, the wisdom of the ages, the practice of peace, and it is yours.
If this video bent your mind, share your thoughts in the comments, like and share with your fellow philosophers. If you want to explore more mind benders, hit that subscribe button.